Why James Charles is so controversial, mind-blowing. James Charles is one of YouTube's top beauty creators, though his successful career has not come without a lot of controversies. Before we begin, remember to hit that like button so we know who James's real fans are. Who is James Charles? James Charles is a 21-year-old who has seen more success in his short career than many of us will ever see in our lifetime. He is a top-tier internet personality, social media influencer, and YouTube creator. James was born in New York and attended Bethlehem Central High School in his teen years. He graduated back in June of 2017, but his career began long before he graduated from high school. James Charles became known as one of the first beauty gurus on YouTube to come out as gay. He certainly never shied away from his sexuality, though his success on YouTube certainly raised the eyebrows of many onlookers. He created his channel back in December of 2015, and in less than 5 years, he has become the most popular beauty guru on the platform. Currently, he has about 20 million subscribers. James has received a lot of backlash from viewers, as he is one of the very few male gurus on YouTube. For some reason, most viewers feel as though women are the only ones allowed to be beauty gurus, though we can't seem to figure out why. Because of this, James has seen an unimaginable amount of hate on YouTube, and in 2019, he became the first YouTube channel to lose more than 1 million subscribers in less than 24 hours, as a result of a feud with Tati Westbrook. More on that in a moment. By April 2019, James found himself in hot water again, when he further explained his sexuality and claimed that he was not actually fully gay. He says he's only about 5.5 on the Kinsey scale, a scale which explains the sexuality of individuals in an easy to understand way. James said, "There have been girls in the past who I thought were very, very beautiful. There have been trans guys in the past too, that I was really into for a moment in time." It was this final statement that got many of James's viewers uncomfortable, claiming that the statement was transphobic. A short while later, James came out and explained that he chose his words poorly. He says he should have chosen a better way to word his thoughts to more accurately convey what he meant. Though by May of 2019, James would face the largest controversy in his career. James Charles and Tati Westbrook. James Charles is not only a well-known YouTuber, but he has become a cultural phenomenon and has paved the way for countless openly gay men and women to feel comfortable in their skin and come to terms with coming out. James Charles often teams up with other creators to collaborate on content. One of the creators he became close friends with was Tati Westbrook. The two were in a casual business partnership for a while when a feud suddenly and unexpectedly broke out between the two. Fans began to notice that James Charles' subscriber count was slowly dwindling. Fans soon learned that Tati had uploaded a video to YouTube in which she criticized James Charles over a recent sponsorship he had uploaded to his Instagram profile. In the sponsorship, he advocated for the use of sleep vitamins that were released by a company known as Sugar Bear. The problem is that James Charles didn't consult with Tati before accepting the sponsorship, and Sugar Bear was a direct competitor to Tati's brand, known as Halo Beauty. Yikes. Tati has been a prominent YouTuber for several years and created her channel sometime before 2010. In that time, she has gained over 10 million subscribers, and this number continues to grow each day. She has been associated with other creators such as Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star, though her feud with James Charles seems to have dramatically overshadowed her ties with any other creator on the website. Tati explained how she felt utterly betrayed by James in his role in the Sugar Bear sponsorship and took the sponsorship as a personal attack against herself and her brand. Fans for the most part agreed. They felt as though James was way out of line for his involvement in the ordeal and heavily criticized him for ever accepting such an endorsement deal. Tati went so far as to upload a video titled "Bye Sister," in which she publicly announced that she wanted to cut all ties with James Charles, calling him out for all sorts of things he had done over the years. James finally apologized for his actions, calling them an oversight, but the damage to his career had already been done. Later on, Tati Westbrook spoke out against Shane Dawson, claiming that Jeffree Star and Shane manipulated her into releasing the video in which she cut all ties with James Charles and blamed him for several bad decisions regarding her former business partnership. This video nearly ended James's career, though both Shane and Jeffree stood to gain considerable business and financial compensation from James's takedown. Tati understands that her video regarding James Charles started a massive war in the beauty community and created much of the drama that Shane Dawson is now outspoken against. In essence, it seems as though Shane both created the problem and sold his fans the solution. The allegations that were made against James were incredibly serious, with some some insisting that James was a predator. Thankfully, James and Toddy were able to make amends, and James seems to have regained a majority of his lost subscribers. Toddy recalls this event as one of the biggest regrets of her life. The Covergirl Controversy. Back in 2016, Covergirl announced an incredibly risky campaign in which they crowned James Charles as the most recent Covergirl in their lineup. Before this moment, Covergirl had been a brand that exclusively displayed, well, girls. It seems as though their marketing team was finally ready to take things a step further. So they contacted James and started a new chapter for their brand. James spoke out about his time with Covergirl and said, "This is the coolest thing that's ever happened to me. I mean, I'm like 12 years old, so not many cool things have happened to me in the first place, but this takes the cake. It's such a huge honor to be working with one of the most iconic beauty brands in history, alongside huge icons such as Katy Perry. It's groundbreaking and I cannot wait to see what else comes from it. This year's going to be amazing." As was expected, Covergirl faced a lot of backlash after this campaign, though they also found many new supporters, many commending them for their bravery. It seemed almost natural that a brand that so proudly professed itself as being almost exclusively for women would face controversy after shifting gears and prominently featuring a male makeup artist on their cover. Though this conflict seems to have died down almost as quickly as it began, it was almost as if those people who spoke out against the company quickly realized that they were simply being homophobic and sexist. Who would have thought? In the end, Covergirl's a brand that truly helped to launch James's career as a beauty guru. He had already been uploading content to both YouTube and Instagram for about a year before he was featured with the brand, though he only had about 70,000 followers on YouTube at the time. Afterward, his career skyrocketed, as it seemed as though James Charles was featured on every Covergirl advertisement across America. After the conflict and controversy died down, this seems to have been a good investment for Covergirl and James as well. James has grown a lot since then and has worked hard to further his career, even if he had several setbacks along the way. Jeffree Star versus James Charles. In the aftermath of the infamous James Charles-Toddy Westbrook controversy, Jeffree Star finally spoke out over a month after Toddy Westbrook called out both Shane and Jeffree for allegedly manipulating her into turning against James Charles. Jeffree says that he took a lot of time to reflect on the situation before making a statement, saying, "I've been silent for a very long time. I know that's very rare for me. I've taken a lot of time to do a lot of self-reflection. Now in the past, I've been very guilty of speaking out of anger, out of frustration, out of my emotions. I'm so quick to grab my phone and just say whatever's on my mind at the moment, without ever really thinking about the ramifications of my words, my actions." He continued, "I know this may sound shocking coming from my mouth, but when you accept that you are the problem, you can become the solution. I would like to personally apologize to James Charles for the words that I've said and for my actions. If I was close with someone, I should have had the ability to just simply call them and ask and say, 'Hey, these were the things that were being said to me.' Instead, I didn't. I let people gas me up, get me going behind the scenes, and I fell for a lot of things, and I got caught up in the hype." He concluded by saying, "It's disgusting, it's awful, and none of it should have happened. So James, I'm truly sorry for my actions and my behavior." It seems as though Jeffree may have learned from his alleged actions and is ready to put the past behind him and move on. Though it seems as though many of Jeffree's viewers are not ready to forgive him. The video currently has about 380,000 dislikes, with some feeling as though Jeffree's wording proves he isn't ready to take full responsibility for his actions. This seems to be proven by the fact that Jeffree repeatedly mentions that his peers amped him up behind the scenes, rather than simply accepting the guilt and apologizing for how he behaved. Time will tell if Jeffree is truly a changed man. His channel currently sits around 17.5 million subscribers, though Social Blade indicates that he may have lost around 600,000 subscribers within the last 30 days. We hope that Jeffree can see the error of his ways so he can grow and learn from his mistakes. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button and ring the notification bell for more videos.